In this video, I'll look at how to fine-tune animation using my dope sheet and my curves. I've animated my fire truck, and it simply goes forward, driving in the scene, and stops. It's a linear motion at the moment because I haven't adjusted any of the keys. For this, I'm going to go into the Curves view in the animation window. What we can see here is I have a bunch of different curves showing, and I need to simplify a little bit what I'm seeing in order to adjust it properly. I'll click on the position Z, and there's just the blue Z position curve. Right now we can see it's a linear timing, a straight linear transition from key to key, and there's no easing in and out of those. I'd like it to start smoothly, ease into motion, maybe speed up towards that middle key, and then slow to a stop at the end. To adjust keys then, we can select them and right-click on them. I'll right-click on my key here at 3 seconds, and we can see that the tangents are set to auto. In this case, it's simply a linear timing. I'll change them over to flat, and we've got a Bezier handle or tangent on this key that we can adjust. I'll do the same with the key at 0. Again, right-clicking, and I'll choose flat. Now with that in, I've got a different motion. We'll start smoothly, ease into motion, and then stop smoothly. I'm also going to pick my middle key here and right-click on it and choose flat, and then adjust the handles. Initially, handles are locked, as you may have seen in other animation programs. Dragging one on the right side, for example, moves the left in the opposite manner. This produces a smooth motion across that key. I'll drag these up so it's more or less in a line across that key, so I've got a smooth motion, and I'll preview it, pressing play in the animation window. The fire truck starts smoothly, swings into motion, goes smoothly through that key at 1:30, and eases to a stop at 3 seconds. You can always adjust these further if needed, and you can break the handles, unlocking them, at the keyframe that's at 1:30. I'll right-click on this key then, and choose Broken. Now I've got independent adjustment of these handles, for example dragging down the right side to produce a spring in that motion. I'll pull down the left and see what that looks like. We should see a bounce in the animation right about midway through. There's a bounce. It doesn't quite work on the fire truck, but this kind of thing is applicable when we're dealing in bouncy objects. A bouncing ball, for example, is a classic animation test. If you'd like to reset, you can always right-click on a key and change back to flat or free smooth. Here's free smooth, and then I'll take these handles and pull them up again to get more or less a straight line, an even transition. If you'd like to adjust the value on a key then, you can always pull that key. We can pull it up and down, and we can see in here a lock line that we're on, moving that key straight up and down in value but not adjusting its time. I'll pull it up so that it's a little more forward in the animation at this point. I'll play it again. We see the fire truck zoom into motion and slow to a stop. Next, I'll adjust the rotation. I'll open up that rotation and narrow down to just the Y rotation by clicking on Rotation Y. In this case, I'd like to adjust a little bit the in and out points of the starting and ending keys. I'll pick my starting key and right-click and choose flat, easing into that motion, so we start rotating slowly and then increase the rotation as time goes on. I'll do the same at the end, again right-clicking and choosing flat. We'll often animate things in Unity this way, such as doors opening. We want them to open smoothly, starting slowly, easing into motion and coming to a stop. Alternately, we may want some things to bounce, such as UI elements, where they spring into place, and you've got great control over it here in the Curves view. Now I'll test this and see how it behaves. It steers nicely, although I would like to have a little bit more turn at the end. I'll scrub forward here and adjust the key on the Y rotation, simply pulling it up or down to move that value around. Again, I'll deselect and press F to frame in around that curve. Notice that we're framing in around the keys that we have with nothing selected. Notice also that there's a jump here in the rotation at the end, that we can see after this key that it's a straight jump down to the value of the first. If we need, we can copy and paste values if we're looking to make a looping animation. For example, I'll right-click on that key in the beginning and choose Edit Key. This gives me the time and the value of that key, and I can copy it by pressing Control or Command C, and then selecting the last key and right-clicking and choosing Edit, and pasting Control or Command V. Now with those in, that rotation will loop smoothly. Again, I'll play this and see how it looks. We've got a good motion on the fire truck. We can see in here that we do have an animator controller, Fire Truck 2 in this case, and it's ready for this and other animations to be sequenced in the animator window. That's what differentiates them. In the animation window, we create and refine animations, adjusting keys in either the curves or the dope sheet. In the animator then, we arrange and maintain, sequencing multiple animations and the transitions between them, governed by either exit time or parameters. Between the two, we can bring life to a lot of things here natively in the Unity editor, combining them perhaps with our imported animation to produce a rich game experience.